Hi all, welcome to my channel. My name is Janet. Today we're going to be doing a 20-minute Pilates workout focusing on the legs and core. Now the only equipment that you need today is a heavy weight. So I've got about a 4-kilo weight. Depending on where you are in your Pilates or fitness journey, you may go up maybe to 5 or 6, or you can come down to a 3 or a 2, depending how you're feeling. Also, if you do not have weights at hand, that is totally fine. Grab something with a little bit of resistance that's a little bit heavier to carry, whether it be like a 2-liter bottle of water or a maybe sack of flour, whatever you have around, you can grab that to add a little bit of resistance as long as you can hold it with one hand. So this Pilates class is an interval training, which means we will be doing the exercise for about 30 seconds with a 10-second rest afterwards. If you're feeling very zesty today, feel free to do all 30 seconds plus the 10 and not take the rest, and then just continue on to the next move. Or if you're feeling a little bit tired today, you can also change it to a 20-second activation of the muscle and then take a 20-second rest and then meet us on the next move. Now let's get started.
Okay peeps, let's get started. Standing with your legs about hip width apart. Let's start to warm up through that body. Rolling it down towards the floor, keeping your legs nice and straight and slowly rolling up. Keep your legs relatively straight and then hold for a little bit and then rise up. Taking the legs a little bit wider and then body over to the right, body over to the left, stretching out the hamstrings, coming back in, rolling up. And then lunging side to side, keeping your legs nice and wide there, making sure the knee stays behind the toes. Good. All right, let's get started. Dropping down into a wide-legged squat. Sumo squat, some of you may call it. To make it a bit more elegantly, let's call it a plie. So trying to drop that bum in line with your knees as your body starts to get warmer through the legs there. Holding on to the weight just to add some resistance to the body. Alright, we're coming up to that 10 seconds rest. Remember, level 2s, feel free to keep going and not take the rest if you want to make it a little bit more intense. Good, alright, holding it down, we're starting to pulse out through the legs. Stay low in that wide-legged squat. Don't come up too tall. Keep the tension on. Legs will start to get a little bit burn and slightly uncomfortable now, but we're almost done. 10 seconds rest coming up, or keep going if you wish. Perfect. Take a moment. Rest as much as you need to, especially for my beginners that are just starting. Alright, we're going to go deeper, trying to reach the weight down to tap to the floor and bring it up towards the chest. Down. So in order to get that weight to drop down with your chest still facing up, you have to bend the legs quite deep. Of course, you do not have to touch the floor if you don't want to, or your knees are not up for it today. But some of you might be able to get those hands and fingertips all the way down to touch to the ground. Good, take your rest. All right, so we're going to take the weight into the right hand, lean into the right leg. Notice that right leg is bent quite low. And then tap your left leg in and out nice and quick. So all your body weight is over that right leg, and the left leg should be able to move quite nimbly. The leg that we are going to work on here is your right side. Despite the fact that your left is moving, your right leg is trying to get stable. Works great for the butt. Good, and rest it out. Have a little release, shake out the standing leg if you need to. This time your left leg is straight out behind you. Your right leg is going to go back into the bend to go into lunges. So make sure your knees come to 90 degrees. Front knee though always stays behind the foot, holding onto that weight on the right hand just to add resistance. Knee as close as you can to the floor. 10 more seconds to go. Good. Shake out the toes on the standing leg if you need to. All right, we're coming back down and we're going to pulse lunges. So the knee stays relatively low. We're moving like 2 to 3 centimeters, maybe higher, and then dropping it back down nice and quick. Nothing gets the legs burning like a good old pulse. More than halfway. Release it, step your back foot in just slowly, start to lean into your front leg now. We're going to go into slight balance. So that left leg is going to lift off the ground. Try to lift through the glute muscles. So that left bum cheek is the one that's going to work. As you lift the legs off the ground, you will feel your left cheek just contracting a little bit. If it's got a soreness in that butt, you will feel it a little bit more. But your right leg relatively stays still. Good job. All right, we've got the other side, so swap the weight into the other hand. This time your left leg is going to do the hard work of stabilizing you. Your right leg is going to do the moving. We're tapping the back foot in and out. It's a quick tap because you're going to stay nimble on the foot. The toes are just lightly tapping. You actually don't step that heel down at all. Try to keep that whole upper body still. Great. Take a rest if you need to, otherwise you can keep going. But we're going to step that right foot back, left leg in front. Drop into your lunge positioning. Knee towards the ground, back heel up. So the two legs should be side by side rather than one behind the other. We're not doing tightrope walking today. We are going into deep lunges. Make sure you are squeezing your glute on the way up so that you're not overusing your legs. Good. Take a rest. Hold still. You might as well stay here for a little bit because we're going into pulses. Drop the knee down as close as you can to the mat and 2 to 3 centimeters up and down, nice and quick. Like a little bounce, but with control. Holding that weight is just like adding a little bit more resistance to the whole entire body. So close, definitely the burns coming through. I can see it in my own face right now. Good, all right, rest it out. Step your back foot in a little bit. We're about to lift that leg behind. Standing leg bends, right leg lifts up and down. Remember, the lift is from the glutes, not from your lower back. So if you feel it in your lower back, try to engage your right glute first before you start to do the lift. Or maybe don't lift as high today if you've got a bit of niggle. Almost done with our standing portion of the class for legs. Good. All right, we're coming down to the ground. I'm going to take you into a little bit of core work, and then we're going to go back onto the glute work. Standing with the legs bent, coming into your Russian twists. Holding onto the weight, try to get your elbows down beside your torso. Your body is leaned back, your tummy muscles pulled into the spine so that your lower back doesn't do that overarching. Working into those obliques. Release that lower back. Bend the knees back in. Hold on to your weight first. Lean back into your V-sit. Tummy muscles curled in. One leg lifts off the ground. My level ones. Alright, that is your level 1 option. Level 2s, 2 legs come up together. So you hold your body in that V-sit. We are just going to lift the legs up and down. Now because you've worked your legs, you might feel it a little bit more in the upper thigh area from lifting that 2 legs. Almost there. Good. All right, take a rest. We're about to hold this V-sit now. 30 seconds only. Lean back into that V-sit. Both feet off the ground. Level 2s, your arms will go up into the air around the ears. Level 1s, you keep your weights a little bit closer towards your chest. Now the legs start to extend a bit straighter if you want to. If you want to make it harder, you lean your body back a little bit and lift your legs up further so you look like a more sort of sharp V. Keep breathing. Keep pulling that belly button into the spine because you don't want your lower back to curve. Excellent. All right, we're rolling over onto the side, coming down onto your left side of the body. Arm tucks in, hold on to the weight on the top leg and clap it out. Heels together. It's just like opening a door. You still keep your stomach muscles engaged because you want to pull out your upper body. Not too relaxed even though you are lying down. No need to rotate that knee too high up as long as you can keep your hips stacked here. If it gets too much, my beginners, you can take the weight away. Have a rest. Keep that weight just in the middle of the thigh there. Good. Pulsing it out. Holding that knee up. We're doing clamps. Pulse clamps. Tricky to control with the weight sitting on the thigh. Keep your body from rocking if possible. So the area you want to feel this is your top glute there. It starts to feel like a bit crampier. That means you're doing it in the right spot. Good. All right, release it. Have a moment or keep going if you're feeling like it's okay. Top leg is now extended. We're about to lift that leg up and down to the diagonal and then down in line with your hip. So try not to rest your top leg all the way down to the bottom. You want to keep it floating in the air. Toes flex in towards the shins because you want to let the whole leg activate to feel a little bit lighter. This is how you last longer, building up your endurance. Only 5 more seconds to take a rest, otherwise keep going. Good. I would say the last move here is probably the most uncomfortable for the leg. Second last. Swing that leg forward and back. This is just setting you up for the second last, which is to shorten your glute muscles and kick it into gear. Alright, so as before, you don't have to let that leg come forward too much, depending on the range of your hips, but keep that leg floating in the middle. Good. Alright, have a moment. Last little bit's coming up. Okay, leg comes in front on the diagonal. Toes down a little bit, heels up. This shortens the glutes and we're going to lift from this positioning. You should start to definitely feel it here. Breathe out on the lift, inhale on the drop. Feel it in that top glute. If it starts to feel like a cramp, just know that you're almost there. Oh, good job. Give that bum a little bit of tap tap if you need to. Otherwise, we start to swap over to the other side. We're going to repeat. Heels together, weight on the top leg, come into your clamps. Now, sometimes I find on the second leg, it does get tired faster because even though I was just lying there on the bottom leg, on the other side, it was still activated because it was engaged to help you stay steady. So don't feel like you have a weak side. It might be just that it's a bit tired. Good, rest it out. So remember, going to pulses. Holding onto the weight, lift that knee up and pulse it up. So never shall the thighs meet together too much. The knees definitely do not meet. And stay in that top range, nice and fast there. Getting in as much reps as you can with control. 10 more seconds to go. Good, and release it down. Alright, so that top leg is going straight, toes flexing, remember, floating in the middle to start, lifting into the diagonal, and drop it back down into the middle. Almost done with this class, team. After this, we're just going to do a bit more core, and then we're done, and then we'll do a stretch. 10 more seconds here. Good, have a moment. Bottom leg is still bent, top leg is still straight. Top leg holding in the middle, swinging it forward and back. So tricky to keep that body still, but that's what your core engagement does to help you stay as stable in the middle as you can. Alright, so I'm just bringing that leg a little bit more forward for your last little bit. We're almost there. On the angle, toes down a little bit, heels high, and lift. Alright, so we do that internal rotation with the toes further down with the heels up, just to shorten your glute muscles, and that way when you lift it, it takes more effort, and that's why it kicks into that spot really well. Only 5 more seconds to go. Last little bit here. Good. All right, let's roll it onto the back. We're about to do some bridges. So we're going to work, we've done the sides of the glutes. We're going to go hit the middle. Up on your tippy toes if you can. Weight holding on towards those hip area. And then lift your bum up off the ground into your bridge. Squeeze the butt. Now, if it's too much to be on your tippy toes, feel free to drop the heels down because it offers a bit more stability in your body. Some of you might be strong on those glutes at the back. Feel free to keep going with this move and not take the rest because there's not a long set here. But if you need the moment, take it. We're going to go back into the bridge and we're going to do a halfway drop and lift. So that it doesn't hit your lower back, remember to squeeze your glutes. Feel them firm up and then start to lift. Again, you can move the weight away if it starts to get a bit too much. We're coming into our last set of abs soon. Okay, alright, so here are abs, arms in the air, legs in tabletop position. Tummy muscles pulled right in, back is flat. Take one leg out to 45 degrees while the arms go behind your head around the ear area. So you breathe out when your leg extend and the arm extend. Inhale when you return it back into the middle. What you don't want to feel is your lower back coming off the ground. Take your legs a little bit higher if your lower back does arch. And rest. rest or keep going. Legs up into the air. We're about to tap the weight to the foot and then open up into a fan. So tap, both legs drop to 45, arm goes around the ears. So work hard when the legs start to drop closer to the floor. Head and shoulders come off the ground like you're crunching to reach to the toes. So just notice how far your weights are reaching along the leg. You might just get towards the shin area, but if you can, ankle, foot, toes, wherever you can challenge yourself. Good. Take the 10-second rest if you need it. Hold the arms, hold the legs at 45, head and shoulders up. We're going to crisscross the legs. We're going to go up and down. Crisscrossing, top leg goes over, bottom leg goes over. Lower the legs a little bit towards the ground if you're feeling like you can do a little bit more because you've only got 10 seconds. Get it lower to the floor if you can. Keep breathing. Good job. Lovely. Arms out nice and wide. We're stretching now. Twisting it out, bending the knees to one side, head in the opposite direction, top leg a little bit more extended, and swap it over. Abs are done. We are just going to do a quick stretch here, if you can bear with me. I'm just going to stretch out those legs that you worked out and your lower back. Hug the knees in, head and shoulders up. Nose tucks in towards the knees to round out your lower back area. Good. Right leg into the air, both hands behind the leg. Pull it in close towards you. Left leg is bent on the ground. Doesn't matter if the leg doesn't get too close towards you. You want to have your leg straight first so that the back of the thighs is getting that lengthening. Then we cross that leg over the bent into your figure four. Hands towards the shins for a deeper stretch, I find, for the glutes if you're quite flexible in the glute area. You know, all those lying down on the side leg lifts with the weight, this is what releases it. All right, swap it over to the left leg. Hamstring stretch first. Great job, team. To challenge yourself, you can always not take the rest. So take it into your figure four. So if you do this class again, you can come in and maybe not take the 10 seconds rest and just keep going with 40 seconds to each exercise. Great. Roll to one side. That top leg is going to bend in, heel towards the glutes, stretch out the quad muscles here. From all those squat and lunges, you just want the front of the leg to elongate back out, and then flip it to the other side. So you get a view of how close that foot is towards the glutes if you can. You can also do this standing up, obviously, but it's a nice stretch, just do it on the ground. Back onto the hands and knees, the right leg steps back. This is just your stretching your calves. So heel pressing down to the ground, pushing your body weight into that leg. And then we'll swap it over to the other side. Hope you enjoyed your leg workout today. Felt the burn through the legs and core. Legs out straight, reaching up to the roof. Coming down and touch to the toes. Deeper hamstring stretch here. Soles of the feet together, knees out to the side. Use the elbows to push the knees down. Open up through that top hips. And you're done. Yay! Good job.
Amazing job, everybody. Thank you so much for doing the workout with me today. If you have enjoyed it, please like the video and subscribe to my channel, as it will really help my little channel grow over time. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.